Hey, folks. Edwin, to answer your question, probably not. I don't really play aircraft enough to be able to give the proper context or to give useful advice for how an aircraft should be played, like what you should do with it, where does this aircraft fit within the meta. I just don't play airplanes very much anymore whenever I play War Thunder. Just because, well, I've got so many other flight games that I could be playing instead of War Thunder that are a much better experience that I don't feel I need to play it much. Not to mention the fact that a bunch of other YouTubers already cover aircraft. So, I mean, John Man already does his reviews on aircraft, which are pretty damn good. So, there's no reason why I should necessarily do it. Just post in a whole century. Well, it doesn't matter if I post something. If I post something and it's not useful information, or it's completely contrary to what you should be doing, it doesn't exactly help you, does it? The point of the reviews is to actually help people understand what they're supposed to be doing first, and then be entertaining second. If they're entirely entertainment, then I can do just a meme compilation. I don't need to do a review of a vehicle in order to get that across. Why are you so insistent on helicopter gameplay? Okay, whatever. Thoughts on the AU1 for Tank RB, especially for allied CAS user like I? Honestly, I'm not a huge fan of the AU1. I've only played one game in it though, so take that with the grain of salt that you probably should. But I wasn't initially impressed. Yes, it can carry a fuckload of bombs. But how often are you going to have the opportunity to fly low and slow over the battlefield and drop every single one of those bombs on an individual tank? The answer is not often. What you're probably better off doing is taking a couple of 1,000 pounders and a 2,000 pounder and maybe some rockets or something. Dropping it on a couple of priority targets and then getting the fuck out. Hanging about the battlefield in something that way down does not strike me as a good idea, especially with the amount of CAS, enemy CAS flying around and the amount of anti-aircraft flying around, or the amount of anti-aircraft that's being used these days, especially like Whirlwinds and stuff. It'll shred you. Or Tiny Tims only. I was never very good with Tiny Tims personally. If you can make Tiny Tims work, great, but I've never had much. I never had much success with Tiny Tims. I have a hard enough time aiming with rockets, which is why I prefer to use the rocket series. Like press and hold the rocket button down to fire off all your rockets, rather than trying to fire them individually and super accurately. I'm just not very good with them. Let's go ahead and swap on over. If it's going to show up. There we go. But yeah, honestly, I wasn't really all that impressed with the AU1. It just didn't strike me as that good of a vehicle. The 8, I feel like if I had to choose between the AU1 and the A2D, I would still take the A2D. Just because the A2D is significantly faster. It has a much more powerful engine. And it can carry roughly the same bomb load. Yeah, you don't have like the individually fired Tiny Tims, but like I said, I was never very good with rockets. So, I prefer bombs over rockets, personally. I'm much more accurate with a bombing attack than I am with a rocket attack. It's like, yeah, I mean, if you're not all that interested in the 279, I mean, the AU1 won't be a bad choice. I just personally feel as a tank player, as a predominantly tank player, that the AU1 doesn't do anything for me. That's something like an A2, that's something like an ATD or a 82 doesn't already do for me. So, yeah, personally, I just don't see a need for it. P47M is better at CAS. Yeah, you could make that argument as well. If you have Bostwick's P47... Excuse me, everybody. Also, also Bostwick's P47 has air brakes, so it makes dive bombing easier. I'm gonna mute my microphone and clear my throat real quick. Okay. Do I have Corona? No. Not to my knowledge. How's my day been? Very lazy. In fact, I haven't slept in the last couple nights, so I've been like kind of sleeping during the day, which isn't good. I need to fix that. And I decided out this morning I was gonna take a couple hour nap before I would stream at 10 o'clock. I woke up at 1. So, yeah, not the greatest. Glad that the OP magic is going to 10.3 so my P10 can finally cast in peace. I'm not happy about that. I don't have any mercy for helicopter players. I just don't. Also, I find helicopter gameplay in most aspects just incredibly boring. Anything that I can do as an automatic player to rid the battlefield of those pesky rotary wing cancer machines is a win in my book. Mosh, should I still get the 279 even if my highest Russian tank is the IS-6? Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. At the very minimum, with the 279, which, by the way, I have acquired my own copy, legitimately with my own money. I dropped about $100 last night to get it. So, I gotta recoup this investment with a Unicorn review. But yeah, I would still say get it, even if you don't play it right now. If you can afford it, I'd recommend grabbing this vehicle, slapping a talisman on it, and then you can use this vehicle like a pseudo premium. Because this thing has a very, very, very low repair cost. Like 5,000 is next to nothing. So, I mean, it's not going to break the bank in order for you to grind with this vehicle. And you can grind up to tier 7 vehicles with it. So, it's just a very, very comfortable vehicle to play in my experience. Oh, I wouldn't call it a waste. Because here's the thing, I wasn't going to grind the event anyways. I had a rental for the vehicle, but I really didn't care either way about grinding the event. And I enjoyed the vehicle, and so I figured, oh, what the hell. I'll throw some cash at it. Personally, I don't see it as a waste. Free money, you didn't grind for it. I mean, hey, I made somebody else very happy. I actually bought like 105 Gajin rubles, Gajubo rubles for it. And then right after I bought it, somebody sold it, put it up for sale for 102 Gaijin coin. Let's save 3 Gaijin coin. Kinda nice. What about the Puma? Honestly, the Puma doesn't interest me. It really doesn't. I've already got the Aufklärungspanzer. I've already got this thing. Which is good enough for my taste, considering that I only play low-tier ground forces once in a blue moon. So, I don't play this low-tier ground forces enough for the Puma to be worth it. Personally. And then I don't think anybody gives a crap about the boat. I haven't even looked at it. From what I've heard, it's actually worse than the standard Tech Tree boat. So I guess you get a 76 on it? You lose a 40mm pom-pom for a 76 or something? Eh. The boat's worse than it looks. Either the 279 will go up to 8.7. I think it might, but it is still way too early. I think it's definitely a possibility. Considering that the Object 279 kind of fixes all of the problems that the IS-7 has. That being stabilized gun, even better reload, way better turret armor, better mobility. it fixes everything that the IS-7 sucked at, while still retaining like that Soviet heavy tank feel of just bushwhacking anybody that you come across with that 130mm cannon. So yeah, it's a very good vehicle, and I could easily see this thing competing at 8.7 personally. 9.0 might be a bit high, but I feel like 8.3 is a little too low personally. Ugh. Alright, let's play a game. Actually, drop the BMP3 from my lineup. Because the BMP3 has not been lowered to 8.7 yet. Could have built 3 rockets for around 77 Gaijubles. I probably could have, Wallace, but I didn't care. Honestly, I was not interested in the event at all, outside of the 279. Heck, the 279 may very well end up in my garage, much like the IS-7 did. Just the simple fact of the matter is I'll play it for a couple more weeks, do the review on it, and then probably not touch it again for a while. Nightmare. Okay. Thank goodness this thing actually has night vision. By the way, if you ever end up on a night map, oops. Post effects? No. If you ever end up on a night map, you can always just turn up your gamma. If I can even fucking find it. Did they remove the gamma setting? I can't remember where it is. Gamma in full screen, not full screen windowed. Ah, okay. That explains a lot. T14, huh? Interesting. Alright, I haven't played my T14 in a while. Ooh, there's somebody right here. That's a bagel panzer. Oh boy. Where's the Leopard A1A1? What? I'm very confused. Oh, he's to my right. Okay. I was much confused. Also, that bagel is very, very lucky that, he didn't instantly die when I shot him with the 130. Oh, hello, we got another target moving in the field here. 2 targets, actually. Oh, for fuck's sake. Are you kidding me? Oh, there's another one? Holy shit. These guys are all over our damn spawn. Alright. Holy crap. There's so many of them. Alright, I'm gonna turn my chart to the side here. Holy shit. I just ate like 7 or 8 shells for my entire team. Just so everybody else could kill all of the guys in front of me. Holy shit. You can see why I spent $100 for this thing. Was it an STRF that I shot? I don't think so. I'm pretty certain that it was a Bagel Panzer. Because the STRF does suffer from hull break. And that should have killed him. I'm not sure if the Bagel does too. Although now that I think about it, I've shot a Bagel before with this thing in the transmission and it hasn't killed him. So, then again, I wasn't quite sure what I was facing most of the time until I actually hit him with the main gun. It was an STRF? Really? I don't know. There's no way it could have been an STRF. A standard STRF. Unless it was a, unless it was the AA modification, because I can only see... Because that thing's a 10.0, the STRF-90. The anti-aircraft version I could potentially see at 9.7, but I don't have a 9.0 in my lineup. Yeah, I don't have a 9.0. The highest I have is an 8.7. So there's no physical way I should have been able to see an STRF-90. Unless he was the anti-aircraft variant. And I think I would have been able to see his dome. Not the standard STRF-90, only the anti-aircraft variant is an STRF-90. Or, only the anti-aircraft variant is a 9.7. The standard variant is a 10.0. Because it has, like, 2001 ammunition. What is the best and fastest way to get containers? Play like a really overpowered tier 2 lineup. Or a lineup that either steamrolls or draws the battles out as long as possible and wins. Because I think it's like for every 10 minutes you spend in battle, you get another crate. So ideally you want to spend your time in battles that will drag that time out as long as possible. Where the fuck was this guy? Oh my god, he was like a million miles away. Okay. Oh, okay. Actually, let's take the T-55. I don't really play this vehicle very much. To basically be cancer, I guess, if that's what you want, if that's how you want to look at it. Yay, I have a flashlight. Probably a really bad idea to keep this thing on, actually. Who's many miles away, le pauvre? Of course, the fucking Frenchman pulls that up. Enjoying myself with French 3-3, oddly enough. Hey man, whatever floats your boat. I was finishing Bannerlord's tutorial. God, Bannerlord is good. Like, it's really good. Would I say that it was worth the 8-year wait? Yeah, personally. I've been having way too much fun with that game. That in combination with, like, Enlisted has completely thrown away all of my productivity. I actually have been playing a lot of Mechanicus as well in my off time. I don't like the fact that this guy's like stopping in front of me. The last thing I want is a fin round coming through and killing both of us. Oh, we capped their base. All right. Not a great result. I mean, we won, but not a great result. Not what I was hoping for. Got adamant out of it, though. Are we going to see a continuation of the Mechanicus stream? Probably. I have been actually playing a lot on the stream save to like just get things advanced a lot more. And I would say I'm at like the midpoint of the game if I had to take a shot at it. I beat like 3 boss fights. Basically I just spent most of my time gathering like running errand missions to gather equipment. And I think I've got like a pretty winning strategy at this point, so. Oh, Miles turned a flashlight on. Every enemy knows your location. Yeah. All these Build-A-Bear events are cancerous. That depends on how you look at them, Andrew. As far as, like, actually doing them is concerned, yeah, they're pretty cancerous. But there's also a great opportunity here to make some serious profit. Ugh. The average 2-zone game? That's the average 2-zone game with terrible objective placement. I like battle as a game mode, I really do. Unfortunately, this idea of putting both of the cap points in the very center of the map, really close proximity to each other, is a terrible fucking idea. I don't understand why God Jiggles thinks it's okay to do that. Granted, I mean, are probably one of the best vehicles possible for such an event, but. Have to get my STRF 90 tonight. Yeah, I need to get back to playing Sweden. I haven't really played Sweden in about a week. Ooh, this is not exactly a great map for the 279. All right, we'll try it anyways. Well, I think what we'll do is we'll head for the town. Instead of going up on the hill like I normally do, we'll head for the town. These are the 279s, like 279, brother. Brother. Because the Soviet tanks don't mix, Miles. If you can find a flat part at the top of the hill, then they're okay. But yeah, hilly terrain and Soviet heavy tanks don't mix. Well, Soviet tanks in general don't mix. IFE CV90s and Object 279s. Why do I bother bringing this out? I'm gonna get destroyed by leopards. Oh, yeah. Give some smoke to that Heavens guy. Hopefully he can get away. Oh, 44. Brother, I need an apothecary. I don't like being in a urban environment by myself, but I'm probably the best vehicle to do this. Yikes, our team is not holding up well. They're just not staying alive. Oh, why does the cap circle favor this half of the town so much? Right, there's somebody else in the cap. There he is. Couldn't see him through the pillar, and I didn't want to take a speculative shot. Got him. Well, that's one of them. There's another one somewhere on the cap. He's to my right. Oh, hi. Crap, I dunked my shot. Ooh, there was a rod come fogging. Where was he at? Ah, into the road. Okay. Oh boy. It's okay. What is generally more effective, the IS-7 or the 279? Does it warrant a BR change? I feel the 279 is a better overall vehicle. Because it fixes all of the problems with the IS-7, that being a non-stable, like, this has a stabilized gun, it's even faster, it's got better overall armor protection, it's got night vision. It doesn't have thermals, but it's at least got night vision, so if you do get stuck on a night vision, or on a night map, you can actually see where you're going. Stuff like that, you know? What do I think of the Jumbo going to 5.3? I don't think it's necessary. but I could be wrong. I'm more annoyed by the 76s going to 5.3. Like, the Jumbo, you could make a case for it. The 76s, in my opinion, are not the equivalent of a Tiger. They're nowhere near as good. Well, they do at least have the stabilizer. That gives them at least one advantage. But I don't think that putting those vehicles up against Tiger 2s is a great thing. I don't know. They're a little annoying, but they're not game breaking. Like, they're not going to make any of these vehicles particularly worthless, so you're still going to be able to play them, you're still going to be able to have a good time. It's just going to be a little bit tougher now. You think the KPZ 70 should go up in VR now? Not necessarily. The thing with the problem with the KPZ 70 going up in VR is that it doesn't have the ammo for it. Like, its ammo really isn't that good. It's also not particularly accurate either. Outside of like 1,000 meters or something like that, your dispersion is pretty damn high. And that can create some problems. God damn it, they're capturing C. What the fuck? Alright, that was aircraft, okay. Fudge! I didn't see the F-40. God damn it, what the hell is he doing back? Well, that's what I get for trying to help my teammates. I can't tell if he's going down or not. Oh my god, what the... You son of a... Alright. Well, that works, I guess. Huh. The whole trinity of armor design, where's the Object 279 set? Well, it definitely favors armor. But they didn't exactly compromise very much as far as mobility is concerned either. I'd say they did a pretty good job all around as far as maintaining good mobility, very good firepower, relatively good firepower for its era, and excellent armor protection. They didn't really compromise on that. I've never hated leopards as much as I do right now. Yeah, the Rodkampfwagen is also pretty broken, I think. That thing is just so damn good. I don't need this thing searching all the way around me. So how did I like Enlisted? I loved it. Cuisine Royale channel. It was great. It's kind of everything almost everything I've been looking for. If I had to give some feedback, it would be the semi-automatic rifles need to do as much, in my personal opinion, as much damage as the bolt-action rifles, but need to have more recoil. It felt kind of like shooting a pistol caliber carbine. Like there was next to no recoil on them, and it led to the bolt-action rifles not having much value. In my personal opinion. Oh shit. It led to the bolt-action rifles not having much value. Also, the MG42, like the machine guns, the recoil on them was extremely random and all over the place, and it made very little sense, and it was impossible to control. So the recoil impulses need to be toned down on the MG42s a lot. Like it shouldn't be jumping in random directions every single time I pull the trigger. If it's going to recoil, it should recoil in a consistent direction. I loved the tanks. The tank gameplay in Enlisted was spot on. The tank gameplay in Enlisted was spot on. It was great. I love the use of War Thunder mechanics within Enlisted. It makes the tank gameplay so much more satisfying, especially if you're hunting them with like AT rifles or something. It makes the AT rifles a lot more fun to use. The AI needs to be improved, but I'm sure you guys already know that. I wish they would do a better job of taking cover. They don't necessarily have to take total cover, but if they start taking fire, their first instinct shouldn't be to stop and go. It shouldn't be to stop and just stand there. It should be to find the nearest cover, the nearest piece of cover, or go prone. So, what other things were there now that I think about it? I'm not a huge fan of the random drops as far as like weapons and soldiers. I feel like it was too arbitrary, like it wasn't consistent enough. I don't know. I didn't get that much time to experiment with the soldiers. Also, there was a bug where I couldn't upgrade my anti-tank crews, which was kind of annoying. Negative feedback on the intelligence. Yeah, I figured that you guys knew that already. And that's like, I mean, for our first test, that's fine. Like, I can deal with crappy AI for the first few tests. Just as long as the developers understand that already, and they're working on it. It doesn't really matter to me either way, as far as the early testing is concerned. I feel like semi-autos personally should be way more rare. Like that, they should be the exception, especially in 1941. Like for Battle of Moscow, I feel that semi-automatic rifles should not be standard for every soldier. I imagine the idea when you guys gave everybody semi-automatic rifles was to give players the ability to shoot at each other as much as possible. I get that, or I could understand that. But I feel like the gameplay would be a lot more interesting if you made semi-automatic rifles sort of the exception, like submachine guns. give everybody bolt-action rifles, and then maybe have a couple of soldiers be equipped with semi-automatic rifles. I feel like that would bring a lot more value to the bolt-action rifles, as well as bring the semi-automatic rifles in line with their with how common they were. Especially stuff like the G41s were not particularly common, since they were basically field trials weapons. Or trials guns. They're on the enlisted channels on YouTube. But overall, I absolutely loved it. I love the concept of having the multiple soldiers in the squad, and then you kind of like hot swap between them as you die. I think that's like a perfect combination of realistic gun, having the potential for realistic gun mechanics, like you shoot somebody in the chest and you drop them with a rifle. It's a great middle ground between accessibility and hardcore gameplay. It needs some slight tweaking, but I'm certain the developers already know that. So overall, my impressions from Enlisted was, when do I get to play it again? Like, please, for the love of God, let us play it. I was actually playing some Hell Let Loose last night with a friend of mine. And I just wanted to go back and play Enlisted. I'm gonna be honest. I enjoyed Enlisted way more than I probably should have. Okay. But yes, please give us more tests. Give us more Enlisted. I really want to play it. Yeah, I'll do the KBG, and Frank, I'll do your requests in a bit. I'm just gonna play the G79 for a bit, for a few more games. Am I playing any custom battles? Not likely today, Dead Bandit. What do I think of the captured T-34? Alright. I personally think the KV-1B 756R with the German 75 in it is a way better vehicle. But the captured T-34 is by no means bad. You get my opinion on the AU-1? I'm not a huge fan of it. I feel that it's too specialized for my taste. Then again, I'm not playing CAS all the time. I would much prefer to have a tank. I would much prefer to have a tank than to have another CAS aircraft. Moderator on the Discord handled some feedback for developers, so I was just curious on what your thoughts on it were. Yeah, it's very positive. I'm looking forward to seeing some improvements. And it looks like you guys were on top of it as far as taking in our feedback. Personally, I just think that semi-automatic rifles need adjustment. I think they should be less common, they should be more powerful, but also have substantially more recoil to compensate for it. So bolt-action rifles should be the norm, I feel, in most armies, with the exception of like the U.S. Army. And maybe by that time you can increase the amount of like Gewehr 43s for the Germans, for example, to compensate for the increase in firepower that the U.S. is going to bring to the table. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I get it. It's a game. But I feel like you could be a little bit closer to the realism aspect and not compromise much. What do I think of the Swedish tanks based on tiers? I'm very, very much a a fan of them. I love the Swedish tanks. Like they're one of those tech trees that's just pretty much competitive across every tier. .279 are getting the AU-1. Like, the AU-1 is not a bad aircraft, but I feel personally, for me, the 279 is more useful. Like, I can get way more out of a 279 than I can get out of an AU-1. I just don't play aircraft very often. And, I'll bring CAS more often, but I don't need the AU-1 for my CAS lineup, you know? Nice meme. That was a hull break on the optic. Whoa. Ow! Oh, really? Are you kidding me? Oh boy, Radcom fucking. Oh fuck. Why is it they always put trees in my way? I can't outrun this guy. I can at least smoke up behind me, though. Make things a little bit more difficult for him. Oh, fuck. There he is. Yeah, there was no way I was gonna outrun that motherfucker. Damn it. Oh well, I tried. If there is one vehicle that I feel that needs a... If there's one vehicle that needs a BR adjustment, though, desperately, it's the Radkampfwagen. That thing is a... like... That thing is way more powerful than a Leopard 2K just because it's so fast. It's got way better ammunition than the Leopard 2K. Yet it sits at 9.0. The only thing it doesn't have is, like, night vision or something. Actually, I think it does have night vision. I can't remember. But yeah, 9.0 is way too low for that thing. How long did it take for me to get the 279? All of about 5 minutes because I pulled out my debit card. Yeah, I'm just being honest here. For you 4B with premium status? Well, here's the thing, Sorth. First of all, I don't really play aircraft. Second of all, I've got my designated CAS aircraft, and they seem to work just fine for me. Like, the massive bomb load... The massive bomb load of something like the AU-1 is not particularly practical to me. Because, well, oftentimes, if you bring that many bombs, you ideally want to be dropping your 1,000 pounders or 2,000 pounders first. And then your 500 pounders afterwards, but it's the reverse. And how often are you going to have the opportunity to drop all of that ordnance on individual targets? Probably not a great amount of time. At least before CAS shows up or anti-aircraft shoots you out of the sky. I'd much rather prefer to have less more powerful bombs, but retain a high top speed. I just feel that's way more practical for my tastes. Unless you're very good with Tiny Tims, the AU-1 has very little value to me. Like, I'm not very good at all with Tiny Tims. Like, I'm just a bad shot with them. I much prefer a bomb over a rocket. I'm just not very accurate with my rockets. So, With bombs, I just kind of have to get them in the general area of the tank. With rockets, I generally have to hit the tank. Although slightly less so with the Tiny Tims. Of a chain of naval fighters? Yes, but it's also a low altitude variant. It's a specifically low altitude. Oops, I thought it was in my binocular view, not my gunner sight. It's a low altitude focused aircraft. They modified the supercharger, for example, so that way it's not. That way it's not as good. At higher altitudes, because they added more armor, they simplified the supercharger, they optimized the F4U for ground attack. So a lot of its great advantages are lost. You're not going to get anywhere near the same high altitude performance as you would normally get, which significantly takes away a lot of its effectiveness in air RB. Tank RB, it's just fine because you're not really going to go above a few thousand meters. How much does 279 cost? I think currently on the Gaijin store, it's like just under 100 Gaijubel rubles right now. I bought mine for 102. And by the way, this vehicle was not provided to me. I bought it out of my own pocket. Yeah, you get something really unique with the object, while the AU-1 is just another Corsair. Yeah, I would agree. It's a cool variant of the Corsair, but not as cool as an Object 279, in my opinion. Not as cool as the Pancake of Doom. I much prefer the Pancake of Doom, or the Doom Cake. i7 that can be tracked twice over. You get an IS-7 with a stabilized gun, a faster reload, better overall mobility, a vehicle that can't be set on fire, a vehicle with just as much hitting power. Like, I don't mind being tracked over slightly more if it means that I survive the battle. If I can survive more hits, then great. It means that I can play this vehicle way more aggressively than I normally could with other heavy tanks. This isn't just another IS-7. This is a significantly better IS-7 in every way. Like, the only thing the 279 does worse than the IS-7 is it doesn't have a roof-mounted machine gun, and its top speed and reverse speed are not, like, its top forward speed and its top reverse speed are like 5 kilometers per hour less. Stock, it has a worse reload than the IS-7, but when you get it upgraded with a crew, you can, especially with an ace crew, you can get the reload down to 8.6 seconds. Currently, I have mine at about 9.1. Yeah, the stabilizer makes a huge difference too. Because with the IS-7, you have to come to a stop, and then you have to wait for the suspension to rock before you can actually take a shot. With the 279, you can just take the shot. You're not waiting for the hull to settle down. Yeah, Bandit, I really don't get a kick out of customs like a lot of people do. It's just not really my thing. If I'm gonna play War Thunder, I'd much rather be doing it to actually get something out of it, you know? What's my opinion on the T62M1? I feel that the T62M1 is massively over-tiered. I feel that the T62M1 could be an 8.7 just like the T55AM1, and it would be just fine. Considering the fact that we've got Leopard A1A1s, Rodcom and so on running around, it's not like the enemy team is lacking the firepower needed to deal with the T62. That's slightly up-armored with better ammo. Like I just don't feel that there's much of an issue there. Again, not a great map for the 279, but I'm gonna spawn here and try and make my way down into the town. Shut the fuck up, Jake. Drunk Cow is one of my was one of the guys I play with when we do when I play Dungeons and Dragons IRL. Although we haven't played, or at least I haven't played D&D in several months at this point. Gonna admit, no, I thought both of them were auto-loading. Well, you could be under, it's understandable that you thought that, because if you hover your mouse over the ammo racks in the rear of the vehicle, like this ammo rack back here, it says that it's automatically loaded, but it's not. What I suppose is the case is that the shells are semi-automatically loaded. So like the loader places the projectile and the charge at the breech of the gun, and then they have a ramming system that pushes them into the breech. That would be my guess. And you get Object and the Corsair? I have no idea. From what I'm hearing, that's not normally possible. Unless you manage to grind out another Object 279. Because you need to get an Object 279 in order to exchange it for the Corsair. And if you want to get both, from what I understand, you have to get another one. So that means you have to go through the entire process all over again. Should be removed from top tier games. I actually really like European Province at top tier. I feel it's one of the better top tier maps. Yeah, the spawns are not great. Especially this southern spawn down here. This spawn is awful. Which is why I don't go there. I think what they should do is remove this spawn and remove this spawn. And then just have these two. I feel that would be much more balanced. Hello. Settle down there, man. You're going past the speed limit. Yeah, I really like European Province for top tier. Yeah, having an assisted loading system would certainly account for the increased reload performance of this vehicle. over the IS-7. Because the IS-7 is technically an assisted loading system as well, because there's still manual labor involved with cranking handles and so on to drop the projectile and bag charges for it onto a loading ramp. But I guess it's a lot more consistent there. I mean, technically speaking, the AMX-13 is the same way. Man, nothing. Killed the Centauro. We captured A. Wow. Is it just me, or does it feel like battles are getting smaller? I don't know, maybe it's because it's Monday, but most people are still in quarantine. So I think after this battle I'm going to swap over to play some more Sweden. $20 Puma or the British boat? Oh shit, hi. The boat. Or, no, not the boat. The Puma. Get the Puma. If you have the option between the two vehicles, get the Puma. The Puma is going to be way more fun, and the boat has little value. From what I understand, it's actually worse than the standard tech tree variant of that same boat. Is the 103C even decent? I have no idea. I haven't played it. I need to, though. I want to give that thing a go. All the event vehicles this event are nice. Some to me are more interesting than others. The boat I don't care about. The Puma I don't really care about. The AU-1 I don't really care about. It's really only the 279 for me that was interesting at all. And that's just because it's so freaking weird. I mean, there aren't that many 4-tracked vehicles out there. Yeah, we have the T95. Just like, who the fuck designs a heavy tank like this to withstand a nuclear blast? Like, Jesus. Come on, really? That's like one of the first times I've ever actually had to use my fire extinguisher. I don't even know where that came from, though. Now, from there. Okay. I have a little bit more clearance on this back side than I do on the front. Get myself turned around. Really? That didn't pen? Oh boy. He's gonna beat my reload. God fucking damn it. There's no reason that shouldn't have penned. Fuck! Probably catch him though on the side here if I spawn quickly enough. Shit, that missed. Yeah, there's no fucking reason that round shouldn't have penned. Oh well. Oh, Jesus. I don't know where those came from. And it looks like they killed the guy that was on the cap. All right. Well, that's GG. Yeah, I do like European farmers, but the spawns are just not good at all, especially the top tier. You get sniped from the opposite spawns, and there's almost no cover between them. Top left and bottom right spawns? I feel like those two are like the best covered spawns, period. Okay, well maybe not the top left, but the bottom left and the top left spawns have less cover. Like the bottom left one especially is like one of the worst because you spawn behind a hill and you come up over a hill, so you have to skyline yourself, which is a bad thing. And then you've got like almost a kilometer in front of you of open ground with like one house and a couple of trees to block the enemy line of sight. So it's either you head down to the river to get into the low ground, or you have to go all the way around that field, or you cross that field and hope to God that nobody's looking there. If the spawns were adjusted a little bit, then I feel that map would be just fine. Leopard's Trolley Armor strikes again. Yeah. Let's play some Swoden. Haven't played my Swodes in a while. I love how Gaijin instantly felt that they needed to bump the Yush to 6.7 or to 7.0, but they haven't even bothered touching the STR V74 or the and they're moving this vehicle down. This is gonna become a 5.0. Like, I think the only reason why this thing is being moved down to 5.0 is because people don't realize how good of a vehicle they have on their hands. This thing is stupid. This and the STR V74. The STR V74 and the M4363 just spade themselves. Why does the 74 need to be moved? Because it's got a fucking APDS round that's better than most. It's got ammunition on it that is better than most 6.7 vehicles. Really, the only vehicle that comes close to matching the STR V74's firepower is the STR V81 / Centurion Mark III. It's just way better. Yeah, it's too. The STR V74 is too low. It should probably be a minimum of 6.0. if not like 6.7. You could move this thing to 6.7 and it would be, in my opinion, it would be fine. 5.7 is a little too... Alright, so the camera... I have to say, the camera position is better, but it's still not great. This turret is fucking huge. It still takes up most of your screen. Also, this is a really bad map. I am not a fan. Should the salve be moved? Maybe the problem with the salve is that it's got really low penetration. The reason... Okay, if the salve had a normal reload speed, like 10 seconds or something like that, I don't think the salve would be that... I don't think the salve would be considered overpowered. The only reason why people consider the salve to be really strong is because of that stupid fast reload. That stupid fast rate of fire on that thing compensates for the really, really low penetration almost perfectly. But if you took away that reload in some way, shape, or form, then the vehicle could actually be argued to be too high. In my personal opinion. Inching around this corner. Okay, I'm gonna try and get to B. Hopefully I don't insta-die. Probably will. Aw, shit, that's a Tiger 2. I don't like that. Not like this. Are you fucking kidding me? That didn't kill a single fucking crew? Really? What is that bullshit? Alright, he's too thin. The APDS round went straight through him. God damn it. Of course I run into the least armored vehicle in the fucking game. Fuck! That's a bro moment right there. If I could shot that guy and the fucking type was just sitting there like F-60 being tankier than an ordinary tank, worth no problems. Yeah, no fucking kidding. Add the oh my how lewd sound effect. Probably should. But first things first.
Ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
No, Redstone, that's not from Star Wars. Yeah, of course it is. Funny.
It's the funniest shit I've ever seen.
No, it's from the election debate.
Oh no.
Hang out here. Okay. When will we get 50% discounts? Tech Tree? Probably not until, like, Gaijin's birthday. Or War Thunder's birthday. Which is, like, late October, early November? You didn't do that cannon barrel, did you? Why is my reload so fucking low? Oh shit, hi. Really? I didn't kill the freaking gun? I'm dead. What it? I think War Thunder doesn't like me today, guys. I don't think it's my day. Fucking failed dependent is just like,
Oh no.
I love APDS, but I fucking hate APDS at the same time. Yeah, I saw Astartes Part 5, it was great. Kind of a shame though that it's the last one in the series. I was hoping for more. But oh well, can't have everything. Come on, stick your fucking head out again. I dare you! Damn it. Doesn't look like that's gonna happen. Ooh, hello. I don't think that was the panther that killed me. Might have been somebody else. Great, and that guy's the machine gun bug. That's so annoying. Fuck. Gotta move. Woo. Ah, there was another panther. Yeah, I don't think War Thunder's cooperating with me today, guys. It's just one of those days. Just one of those days. Honestly, I really don't feel like playing low tiers. Like, I want to either grind Sweden or play the Object 279, and neither one seems to be working out very well. Oh well. I'll try to get a game in the Bow 105 CB2. No fucking guarantees, though. I'm not going to give it that much effort. But, I will try, I will do the T14. Damn it, I have to completely rebuild a lineup for this shit. Fuck's sake. That's such an awkward tier, though, 4.3. Yeah, there's like nothing at 4.3 outside of two premiums. That's really annoying. And this isn't helping my frustration levels. I don't know, maybe I'm just being way too aggressive this time around. That's probably it. I'm not playing smart. Because I'm so eager to try and get kills and so on, I'm not thinking things through. Alright. Let's try this out. Don't want ground arcade. Yeah, the T14 can face tigers. I'm fine, Georgie. The cough is just because I have some phlegm in my throat. I'm pretty certain I don't have corona, if that's what you're going to ask. Well, at least with this vehicle you get APCR. Also, I had bronchitis a couple of months back, so I'm gonna get a lingering cough from that regardless. Right, exactly, guard. Just because somebody has a cough doesn't mean they have COVID. Yeah, this thing does get a stabilizer. You know, despite being a heavy tank, this thing is surprisingly mobile. And it looks like I had the good enough fortune to get it down tier. So, hopefully this should go alright. Although now that I said that, I'm probably just jinxing myself, aren't I? Whoa! probably load APCR for this B. Alright, back up. I don't really fancy my chances against the front of a KV. Load hyper shot. Ah shit, we've already got APCR loaded here. Alright, that didn't work. Oh shit, hi. Really? Okay. I always hate shooting at that thing. Okay. Where's that KV? They kill him yet? Oh, well, that's a KV-1S. That's not the KV that was shooting at me. Truck down there looked like a tank. Jagdpanzer is down. Looks like they have a ZIS-30 with them. Looks like they must have taken care of the KV. He's nowhere to be found. Okay, let's take this opportunity once I get turned around here to repair my 50 cal. I will admit this thing is proving to be a lot more resilient than I expected it to be. Granted, I am in a down tier, so I did not exactly have high hopes for this thing. Oh, shit. Of course, as I say that. ESU-57. Nice. Granted, like I said, this thing is at such an awkward tier. Really, the only other vehicle at this tier is the Calliope. And that's it. Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Now I've got enemies behind me. Oh my god, there's so many of them! There's so fucking many of them! Do you freaking mind? Holy shit, I just got overwhelmed. There was nothing I was going to be able to do. Probably have much better luck with the T-18 taking care of all these guys.
Attention to the map. Attention to the designated grid square.
Do you watch this on Twitch? If you want to. YouTube's compression these days is pretty bad. They've had to tone back the amount of bandwidth they can handle. to compensate for the global server load. It's probably just you, Pro, because I'm getting audio on my end. It's just I keep the audio of the game lower than my voice. It would be really cool actually if they could figure out if there was a way to add like an audio ducking. I probably could actually. Yeah, I could probably add a audio ducking filter so that it would bring the sound of the game up when I'm not talking. I should look into that. Because I'm pretty certain that Streamlabs allows you to do that. Oh shit. Really, that wasn't a pen? Oh, come on. God fucking damn it. That was some bullshit right there. Like I said, I don't think today is my day. Honestly, I was way more concerned about the mouse droid than the other two. Jesus. How long have we been streaming now? For just short of 2 hours? Yikes, my team is not held up. They haven't been able to hold that objective. Well, that's partly why. Half my fucking team is in the sky. Get the fuck down from there! Somebody knows I'm here. That guy specifically. Nah, let's not go around that corner. Really? Why is it the first? Okay. I think I'm convinced at this point that the game does not like me. It didn't kill me. But it is definitely not a fan of my presence. Gotcha. Oh my god, that guy's got a great name. The Sock of Destiny. He is the poop sock. You need to send Gaijin 75% of your shekels daily. Yeah. Damn it. Couldn't get the gun up fast enough. Yeah, I don't think today is my day. No, I don't, Georgie. Or Georgie. Yeah, RNGesus is definitely not favoring me today. At least not mostly. Gotcha. I want to try and get that KV. Woo! Not the KV, but it'll work. Oh, shit. I needed that wing. Press F to pay respects, boys.
Attack the A point.
Shocked you didn't crash there, spoke too soon. I mean, that time I was shot down. There wasn't much I was going to be able to do about that. God, the rest of our team did like fuck all. I'm gonna chalk most of this up to my team's sub. What the? Why are the rockets pointed into like the fucking dirt? Also, why does the game feel the need to bring my vehicle to a halt every time I press the R key? It's like the vehicle has recoil, where it shouldn't. That's more like it. Ah, fuck! I didn't see the I didn't see him. God damn it! Yeah, I think I know why I don't like this tier. Even in a down tier, if you encounter anything that's particularly well armored, you really don't have much to counter it. you're kind of just hoping that the 75s will be enough. And if you're fighting like Panzer IVs or something like that, that's great, but not so great if you're fighting Russians. Miles, you love the ground, so you crash into it on purpose. Oh my god, my team fucking fell apart. Oh! Oh well.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
That's gonna be one of those days. Okay, I'll play one game at top tier with the Russians, and then I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it. Or not the Russians, the Germans. Try and get one game with the bow. And if that doesn't work, I'm not gonna worry about it. I'm just gonna call it from there. Why is this thing suddenly a 9.3? What? It gets hot twos. Why is this a lower battle rating than... What? Hold the fuck up. Why is this thing with worse missiles a higher battle rating than this thing with better missiles? Oops, did of the fuck. Am I high here? Or like, when did this change happen? The fuck? What? Just... What? Alright. Just excuse me, what the fuck?
No! God, please, no!
Like, the P1A1 has infinitely better missiles. But the CB2 is a higher battle rating? That makes no fucking sense. Looking forward to Death of Hope. Didn't Death of Hope come out? I haven't watched it yet. I have it in my watch later playlist, but I haven't gotten around to it. Alright, have fun, weeb. That seems off. There we go. Just gonna switch to the default site for now. We have one. We have a Leopard 2A4 on our team. You're just watching. Have driver and commander thermals? No, the driver does not have thermals. The commander does. Fuck, it just occurred to me that if I try to play the bow on this, I don't think I even have night vision. Oof. Somebody just fired. I'm playing really aggressively right now. Normally, I don't think I would be anywhere near this aggressive on this part of the map, but... Where the fuck did that round go? Oh, shit. Well, he's gone. He doesn't have a cannon breach. My guess is the enemy mostly went south. And that there's somebody up around the center. I don't have eyes though. Hello. Oh, he just died. All right, I'll hold my fire. Oh. That would be a tree. Still not enough to. Still not enough to spawn a helicopter. I know a lot of people really don't like night battles, but I do. At least, of course, while I'm playing a vehicle that has some sort of night vision. If I don't have any night vision, then playing night battles is a pain in the ass. Running the modifications on Leclerc right now, is it worth it compared to the Leopard 2A5? The Leclerc has a more powerful gun. The armor though is nowhere near as good as the 2A5. That's the downside of the Leclerc. Oh boy, that bow is about to get clapped. Yep, there he goes. And that's why I don't normally play helicopters at top tier. Also, most helicopter gameplay is just really boring to watch. At least for me. Hello. I think that's the guy I was looking for. Really? That went into his tracks. Alright, well, I'm dead. Oh, I guess not. Okay, maybe I am dead. Well, I should have enough to spawn a bow at this point. Fuck it. I'm gonna take the PA one. Oh wow, this thing doesn't even have night vision. Okay, this is gonna be interesting. Ah, you have to travel quite a distance. I wonder if the green illumination of the instrument panel actually lights up the pilot enough for people to see him without night vision. Or even with night vision. Yeah, Leclerc is really, really nice. Just for the reason that you have an autoloader. You're always going, like, as long as you have a cannon breach, you're always going to reload at the same rate. You don't have to worry about spending money on upgrading a crew in order to get the best reload out of it. And if you lose a crew member, it's not a big deal. In some ways, the Leclerc is more resilient in the sense that you're not going to die or you're not going to be losing your effectiveness as much if you take damage. In other ways, the Leclerc is worse than the 2A4. I'm being pinged by radar. In some ways, the Leclerc is worse than the Leopard 2A4. Or the Leopard 2A5. And that's mostly in the armor department. Ship spotlights. So I mean, I wouldn't worry too much if you're grinding Leclerc instead of Leopard 2A5 or STRV 122. You'll be fine. Does affect how fast your primary ammo rack gets replenished. Oh, so there's an elevation limit. I can't fire... I don't think I can fire the ATGMs at this point. Here, I hear a plane. Oh, fuck. Okay. Alright. I thought I was going to slam into the ground right there for a moment. Holy shit. Oh. Okay, everything's dead. Well, that's helicopter gameplay for you. Fun and engaging, am I right? Can you get some after 279 after this? I played a bunch of it at the start of the stream, but I guess I'll play one more game. The Vortex ring gets you every time. Yeah, I thought I heard the jet engine of an aircraft and thought I was just fucking dead. Oh, cool. I got Tester Star. Not that I need it, but honestly, this thing is such a piece of shit. Like it was a good helicopter back when like thermal equipped helicopters were not really a thing. Back in the early days of helicopters, this thing was pretty dang good. But these days, not so much. What's the best game mode to do the event? Whatever event qualifies and whatever one you're best at. How about mouse? We'll do mouse another time. For now, people really want to see the 279 more than the mouse. At least I assume that to be the case. But yeah. Frank, that's why I don't really like playing helicopters. The game you have to play so cautiously in helicopters to avoid being shot out of the sky. Especially with the lower end helicopters, you have to play so fucking cautiously that you spend 90% of your time just flying around trying not to get blasted by fucking SAM sites. And the other 10% of your time looking for targets, and you maybe get like half a percentage of the time actually shooting at stuff. Especially with the low tier helicopters. Yeah, Vitman, it's whatever mode you're best at. Whatever mode you can survive the longest in. And whatever mode you get the best performance. Like you have the most fun in. At whatever tier you have the most fun in. Because it's basically from tier 2 and up. You can earn this vehicle. So think to yourself, what do I love playing the most? And as long as it's a tier 2 vehicle and up, play it. You feel like doing nothing, just play bombers? You're not wrong. Cannot use Heli EC or Assault Arcade. That's understandable. See, helicopters can be only if you are a KV-50 or a KV-52. Or you're playing the Apache. And that's the problem with helicopters. That because there's so few of them in the game, balancing them against each other is ridiculously difficult. It only takes one super powerful helicopter to ruin the experience for everybody else. I am very surprised nobody's come down this way. And it's the wall. Where the fuck is the enemy? Well, there's one. There's another one in the field behind him. Hi. Oh shit. Saddam. Alright, where is the guy in the field? Such a good map design, guys. Come on. I don't really want to spawn camp, so I'm going to try and go this way. At least, if this guy didn't shoot at me, I'd be perfectly okay with leaving him be. Alright, let's get ourselves turned around here. Normally Russian vehicles don't interest me either. It's really only the super weird and obscure stuff that I find interesting. I can't tell if that shot that hit me was from the Leopard or somebody else. No. I got spawn protection. He's very lucky. Somebody just killed the guy on B. There was a friendly guarding the B cap, and somebody just killed him. Nope, there he is. You see, you wouldn't be able to do that with an IS-7. Like, if you were going to take a shot like that, you'd have to come to a stop and then shoot him. But with this, it's just snap shooting. Because all you have to do is penetrate the target. So you don't have to spend a ton of time aiming. Wow. Our team steamrolled them. This is the best match I've had in the 279 all day. I think that's mostly down to the fact that pretty much anything that could have killed me, I've been able to take out before it had the opportunity to take a shot. And people are realizing that you don't shoot the turret on this thing, you just aim for the hull. If you aim for the hull on this vehicle, then you're pretty much golden. Because APFSDS will go straight through this hull. Hello. That's what I thought was a Gepard. Really? Is there a Centauro hanging out at the very bottom of the map? What killed him? What the fuck? Alright, where the hell was that from? Oh, it was behind me. Okay. Why did it spawn me down? God fucking damn it. That's so annoying. That it resets your spawn selection every time you click on another vehicle. I hate spawning down here. This is such a terrible place to spawn, too. Like, there's literally fuck all for cover. This is just dumb. Yeah, guard. Yeah, Lorenzo, the tracks on this vehicle, there are fuel tanks between the tracks, but the fuel tanks are modeled to be separate from the vehicle. So, whenever you take a hit there and they get set on fire, it doesn't actually damage the vehicle. And they'll go out on their own. What do I think of the 20mm autocannon Puma? Honestly, it doesn't interest me all that much. I've already got an Aufklärungspanzer, which basically does the same thing, but slightly slower. And way better armored. So... Not really all that interesting to me. No. No. Should you get it, the Puma 20mm? Well, just, you have to ask yourself, alright, how often do I play this tier? I don't normally play Russia 8.7, but this vehicle is unique enough that I would make an exception. Also, I see it being a potentially good grinding tank. Like a good tank to throw a talisman on top of. Shit, hi. Not planning on fully completing the 279. I mean, at the very minimum, from what I'm hearing, there's no 20mm Pumas on the market right now. Period. So if you do get the 20mm Puma, you're probably better off selling it. Like, not keeping it. If you can sell that thing, then you could... I imagine there's going to be enough people who want it right now that you could get a pretty good price out of it. Am I going to play with subs this time? Probably not this time. Also, if you wanted to squat up mouse, you would need to put in a squat up request. Because you can't trade the turret for the Puma until the 13th. Ah. That would explain it. Wonder how many new players will think the 279 is amphibious? I mean, if you know nothing about the vehicle, you might assume that it is. It does look like a vehicle that should be amphibious, you know? It looks like a very hydrodynamic shape. However, I think I'm going to go ahead and call the stream there. I leave it on a good note. Today's stream was pretty rough. I wish it was. Wish I had gotten better results out of it, but it is what it is. So, a short stream today. I will be back tomorrow at an earlier time. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock Pacific Standard Time to stream some more. I don't know. I'm considering making Tuesday streams like another game other than War Thunder. Maybe Tuesday streams can be like Mechanicus or something. And then Wednesday streams will be War Thunder again. What's up, MechMain? Yeah, because I know people. I know there's a subset of people who really want to see more Mechanicus. And I don't always feel like playing War Thunder. I don't know. Maybe we'll do Mechanicus tomorrow. Maybe we'll start with War Thunder and then swap over to Mechanicus if things aren't going well. Possible to get the 279 on console without the market or without paying real money? Yes, but it's going to take a while. With consoles, you're kind of screwed during these events because, well, Gaijin has to go through whatever third-party console you're running. They have to go through either Sony or Microsoft, and so having a marketplace for that sort of thing just isn't practical for consoles, unfortunately. Yeah, console can't have the market because Microsoft and Sony won't allow them to have one. It's either that or they would have to have like some weird marketplace that would give Microsoft and Sony a huge cut of whatever they would get. And the idea of the marketplace is for Gaijin to make money. So oh, thanks, mate. All right, anyways, I'm going to go ahead and call it here, guys. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back tomorrow, and I will see you all then.